Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not sure where you are on in the planet right now, but I'm not sure if in your home city, if you get this negative energy hitting you all day long. I'm sitting out in nature again. I just saw a gray feather, about 18,000 white butterflies, and a cardinal, and a whole bunch of other birds. And I'm wearing somebody else's energy today. My dog was scared in my apartment, so we know some nasty energy's hitting me to the point where my dog had to get outside fast. When a dog's trembling in your apartment building and you just paid rent and it's only 8 days in, you know something's up. And it's been happening in my building for a while, but again, where I'm living in, one dump on terrible. It's terrible when it's in there, but when you get out in nature, it's great. And when I walk around, I can talk to anybody and it's really great. But I'm really having a hard time being myself today. It's something I've had a hard time doing my whole life, but now I'm healed. And these narcissists think they're right to send black magic and hate my way. And I can feel everybody's grossness just hitting me all night long in the building I'm in. It's literally like I'm in a jail. I'm in a jail, but I pay to stay there. And I'm grateful for the roof, but everybody else is a matrix agent. And they're just waiting for your demise with their snake eyes. That's how it is. I just walked over here and another lady from my building. I did my hi and she did her and I'm like, and then my energy got worse as I came to get grounded in nature. And again, the narcissists are very, very, very full aware of the look they give you. They're very, very aware of that. But I'm wondering in my city if it's where I live right now that because I walked away from my karmic family like 2-3 years ago because it wasn't an energy match anymore. And these narcissists took on the bully persona again. And the empaths decided to rise and get clean, get off of booze, get accountable, get vulnerable, use our mess as a message for anyone else out there that is dealing with these same very, very, very personal issues that we've had since childhood. What I just thought of today, it was a brainstorm, was I bet you every narcissist is angry at me that they can't just tell their father or mother to fuck off. Like they couldn't say, what the last encounter, 223 on the timer, with my father was, after I didn't agree with him with something and his face was this far away with me and doing his usual in my great energy. Oh, it's Lynn. She's so negative, and the look and getting everybody to agree, the manipulation, gaslighting. And finally, when I walked away and said, you're a fucking piece of shit. And I've wanted to tell you that since I was a kid. I got to tell everybody that felt really good. And I walked away and I never looked back. But again, the narcissist would use that as their silent treatment on you. I blocked them and never looked back, but they would be mad because you didn't agree with them. You stood up for yourself, and no scapegoat's allowed to stick up for herself, which is ignorant as fuck. So what I'm thinking now, what I had a brainstorm about today was, I think the narcissists, because they've carried that on and they never broke any generational curses. They're into addictions, drinking, porn, sex, finding every way to run away from themselves, but they could write down and express in a letter or some creative song or anything about why they have so much hate. So again, if it's stemming from childhood, they could get that out about that first bully that fucking called them ugly or fat. Maybe that very first bully was their own fucking parents or their sibling. Again, they have the same fucking choice every day to let that out. And I bet you a lot of them would want to tell that parent or sibling or bully to fuck off, or wish they could have expressed their truth very much like I did, because I am a true speaker and a true seeker. Again, it proves again that these assholes are fucking weak as fuck, man. And to throw hate, jealousy, and envy around and to do it all day long is the biggest weakling in the world. It's a coward, it's lazy, it's ugly. Why would somebody ever want to be with somebody like that? So again, I'm going to say to the people out there that are not like those people, you got to find the strength in you like I did and walk away from these people. And I did it. I did it a couple years ago. But I'm sitting here today thinking, I bet you that they're mad at that too, because they just don't have the courage within them to do it. But they do have, you know what they have? Bitching, moaning, complaint department. That's all they are. The narcissist is a bitch, a moaner, and they just complain. So they are really much the complaint department. When it was humid today, they'll say, oh, it's too hot, it's so humid. And then if it got cold, it was colder this morning and yesterday morning, oh, it's freezing out there. And I got to tell you, if you're not like these people, you're ruining your life, man. And they're ruining my life still, being targeted with the scalar weapons on my back all day. But I got to set the tone straight that when I had to get a lawyer to stay where I'm staying, to not be homeless after a failed back surgery, after having a hate crime in my city my whole life that I'm cluing into now, like the Truman Show, in an old job where I worked, I won't say where, but everybody turning on you, no back to work program, return to work program like everybody else gets. After having a failed back surgery, 4 tacks, 3 pins, 3 dividers, and I always mess it up what I'm going to say. It doesn't matter. A whole bunch of rods in my back. And nothing the same as everybody else. No return to work program after being off for years. So like usually they'd have a graduated thing, right? 2 years, 4 years, 6. And then they went on to lie and say they had fatigue mats in the building for me. They didn't. And it came to me one day was check in at this place and see if any ergonomist went in to like put these mats down. And I had to really get creative on thinking like this is what they do to you. And it happened in my old workplace too. So the superintendents, the supervisors, people that you used to do the same job with before they moved up in a rank, they'd call you like their work wife or something, like something cool, like a funny joke. And then when they moved up in a position, they went to their head. So they already had an ego, and then when they moved up at ranking, they became disgusting, even worse. This is what I've dealt with my whole life. And again, it's somebody manipulating you. Like again, it was a lie. The investigation wasn't even done for 6 months after my back ended up giving up in a job, a created facade of a job that they made up, saying it was going to be okay for my back and my foot. It wasn't. So then I had everybody turning on me because I stuck up for myself. I couldn't walk out of the building the last night I left there. My friend that's not my friend anymore, at least she picked me up, and I'm still grateful for that because there's a big ramp trying to get out of there. And it wasn't me lying. It's never me lying. But these groups congregate and they hate you for it. They hate you for it. So from that point on, I went to jail at 7:44 on the timer with another narcissist that I lived with because I was so low down in the dumps after I lost the greatest guy of all time. And then I went to jail for 4 hours, went down to the courthouse. I've mentioned this on a couple of videos. Buddy was like, nope, this is going on your record. He wouldn't make a deal with me, nothing. He was a hard ass, of course. Could be a Mason. That's what I'm wondering now too. Or maybe my phone number is put into a computer within the whole city, and then people get to fuck with me the whole time. And that's what my whole life's been. Like a joke, like a lie. But the person that's had to endure so much, and I'm still sitting here today using my mess as a message. And these narcissists are literally just sitting in their mess, sitting in their shit and their bullshit, the complaint department, and they're just sitting. They can talk a talk, but can they walk the walk? And they do a lot of talking, but I don't see them walking ever either. 8:44. In fact, I don't even see them walking their fucking dog. And if I see one of them walking their dog, it looks like they're literally just going from point A to B, just outside. Well, let my dog have a little pee and go back in. And it's like they're literally just running back in. I don't know what they're doing, but I can only imagine because they're so fucking brain dead and down in the dumps, bullying everybody and dominating over top of everybody, that they just go in and go right in and turn the fucking TV on. Some of these people don't even work, but they didn't have to get a lawyer not to work. They got it handed to them. They didn't have a failed back surgery either. They might have had a fall at work. They might have goddamn tripped on a fucking pine cone for all I know. But I do know if I was to sit here and play victim mentality after I got hit also on the job with an 8-inch thick roof coming barreling down on me, and I never got WSIB, I'm not sure if that's what it's called around the world, but compensation or anything ever handed to me. And everything was always no, everything. No matter what happened to me on the job, it was always I never got anything. And thinking back, when I had my doctor fill out forms when my back hurt, I worked there for 15 years. My back hurt all the time from when I started going out and doing the delivery part. I won't say the place. Those who know me will know. And my back hurt every day, and I'd go to my doctor and I'd get him to write down so I could work less. And even when I would try to put overtime in, because they never allowed me to work less, I always walked for like 10, 12 hours every day. And there's certain things also when I got back to this place that are just coming, they just want to be shared right now. Another bully, a misogynist supervisor, egotistical, probably the wife, I'm assuming, wears the pants at home. So when he comes in to fulfill his duty at work, I said duty, I had to say it, but he comes in and throws his fucking weight around too, man, and he's a fucking goof. And I'll call any of these people a goof. I know there's something about if you've been to jail or something, don't call somebody a goof. Well, I have been to jail, and I will call a narcissist a goof, because a goof put me in there for drinking the last beer. 1111, please make a wish. If you don't want to wish for yourself, send it out to a homeless person or somebody else. Anyone else that you know could use a wish right now, I'm sure they would have gratitude, and they would feel the energy if somebody could just close their eyes and set an intention to do something kind for somebody else today. You know, maybe your friend isn't having a good day or something's going on with them. Instead of you being selfish with the wish, send some intention out there. Dear universe, could I send so-and-so some good energy today? I think they're having a bad day. And that's always nice to do for a little bit of service with the universe, right? If you've been an asshole your whole life, I talked about it yesterday on a video, even just setting an intention for somebody else, it's going to make you feel better about yourself. Especially when you're a fucking narcissist, because you've done nothing with your kids, with yourself, with your life. You've never been honest about anything. Wouldn't it be nice to start? But anyway, just reminiscing about my whole life, and that's not even including the younger years yet. I'm not going back to the younger years yet. But even that man at the place where I worked, I'd come back and I'm very, very loud, right? I'd put my scanner thing away, and I'd fill out like an overtime sheet, and I'd say he'd deny me the overtime. And I'd come back and say hi to people really loud, right? Like when I'm putting docking my thing at the end of the shift. And it would even be things like that. Like, you didn't tell me. And I'm like, I came right into your office. Well, I didn't hear you. And it'd be things like that. And it's always wherever I went. Someone always trying to get me out of the money I was owed. And it's always been that way for me. And I'm just sitting here thinking today, now I had this awakening. And of course, I was an asshole for a while to the greatest guy of all, because I didn't love myself. I've talked about that. When you don't heal your inner child, with all the abuse you suffered, again, the narcissist taking on bully 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, that fucking hurt them. And then they somehow probably, when someone actually told them they were fat, ugly, zit face, fucking whatever it was, dumb, stupid, probably maybe it took 5 times, 5 bad name calls, and then they thought, oh my God, I could just become him or her. And they've mastered it now down to a science. And now in the Great Awakening, 1333 on the timer, in this Great Awakening, I'm in my city and I'm like, I don't talk to anybody anymore. But these assholes thought it was funny to take my Facebook, my Messenger, shit I didn't use for a while, because I was really introspecting on myself and finding out how I could use my mess as a message for other people. But that's every time. A narcissist can't. They and they're afraid of a truth speaker. So I made my YouTube channel, 1404 on the timer, and they would probably think like, oh God, what is she gonna say? Or it's also they isolate you, right? So again, when you're in a relationship with one, again, very much like I can't call him a man, so we'll just say the narcissist, the bully, the toxic piece of shit that threw me in jail the one night. He was already smearing me on the phone with my supposed best friend. And I made a video about that the other night, the fake letter he wrote. I wish you would stop hitting me, Lynn. You really need help, Lynn. He was already smearing me when I got in the next day. Already on the phone with my best friend. And that's what they do. So again, it's manipulation, triangulation, toxicity, lying, deceitful. It's a fucking defamation of fucking your character, man. And that's what these people do. And I could picture her too going like that's what they do, because she's the same now. I unraveled now in my awakening, because she was probably cloaked in my energy for the whole time we were friends. I knew when I first met her it wasn't my type of friend. I knew as I sat there, not judging, but I knew she was talking a lot and it was all about herself all the time. And I remember at a baby shower I went to with some work friends, I didn't like her right away, this friend. And then I was friends with her for a long time. But she only liked me, it seemed, when I was drunk. And I'm thinking back to it all now. She probably loved when this ex of mine was calling and like shaming me. And she would have been talking too, because she's a people pleaser. She's a narcissist, but she also people pleases. 15:55 on the timer. And she's codependent herself, right? No healing at all. So she would be into the story. And then again, playing both sides. My friend, oh, I didn't say anything. He was just doing this. You never know. You got to watch who your friends are and who you trust, because she probably went to like 20 other girls and said, oh, because that's what the narcissist does. And then all those people, 1619 on the timer, the greatest guy ever, 619. At the end of your awakening, when you come out and you're all healed, you're looking around like, I don't even fucking know these people anymore. But you know yourself. You know what you're not going to tolerate. And you know now that you have nothing in common with these people, man. You have nothing. And in fact, the fucking family that raised you, they didn't even raise you, but that's another story. You don't fucking know these people. Everybody's a stranger to you. The only person you can count on is yourself, your dog, and a couple birds and butterflies, really. But then when I go out everywhere, again, I always mention this, I can make friends with anyone at any store, at anywhere. And that's very much how it was when I'd go out and watch these bands as well. And I've made a message before that they say on the spiritual journey, you're going to eventually hate loud music. And I don't. I love loud music, all of it, all different kinds of music, everything. Frequencies, getting attuned with Mother Gaia and with Source, Divine, Universe. But now I have no interest in seeing even any of these people that I gave my time, energy, my smile, my laughter to when I was going out during my awakening, still going out but sober. Which is fine. I don't care if anybody drinks or does drugs. But it's the people that are falling down drunk into their addictions that won't go get help. And that's my fucking fault too. As well as that girlfriend that doesn't drink. She's doing all these other things, avoiding all her healing. Probably fucking enjoying a smear campaign on me too. And it's all to make yourself look better to everybody else. And it's all for image. Back to the superintendents everywhere. They're fucking bossy as fuck, dominating over top of me. And now I'm in my awakening like, this is rape. And I don't want these people doing this to me anymore. So again, I stood up to that fucking karmic father, all because I didn't agree with something. And it was about my friend. This is how self-entitled they are. It's about my friend. And he had to make a big joke about something. And because I didn't agree, while karmic brother and my nephew stood there laughing about it, it wasn't. He kept arguing about something that I knew about my friend. And then finally I had the thing. I got to say it. And it felt great, I got to tell you. Saying to somebody when they're this far away and doing the same thing when it finally registers with you when you're awake. When somebody, you think back to that childhood, how this person always was blaming you again. So you were the scapegoat. You wore everybody's problems. You were treated like you were the problem. You were the fucking blessing. But they all treated you like shit, worse than on the bottom of your shoe. It's them that's the piece of shit. So turn that the fuck around. The narcissists are scum. They're scum. When someone has to yell that close to you, man, and say, look at you twisted. They look at you like demented. I'm in a great energy. If you watch back to a couple of my other videos, I have great energy. And I'm like laughing and having a great time. And they come to you and they look at you. And that's the look. Like literally like, you're so negative, Lynn. And they look at you like you're a moron. And you're like, and you walk away from somebody and finally say, it'd be like with an ex too, but you got a boundary up after, right? Like if you're dating somebody, it's always great to say like, when you get that aha moment, like I'm not putting up with this shit anymore, it's always great when you get back into your own power that's been taken away from you for your whole life and say like, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, and I've wanted to tell you that since childhood. I wasn't even nervous about it. I wasn't nervous. I just walked away, and I felt great about it. And now I'm on my journey, and it's like nobody else can. It's like these narcissists are mad. They're mad at their fucking parents. Still, obviously, because somebody fucking who abused them as a kid, they took on that persona of the bully, whoever it was. And now they're whatever age they are, and they're probably like, she fucking stood up for herself, like against, like, this guy's a fucking warlock, man. This guy's a fucking like monster. And I did it. And that shows right there how fucking powerful I am. And I am powerful is a great affirmation, but you can't just say these affirmations and think like I am a money magnet, like it's going to happen for you. Like right now, I'm trying to manifest a house still. So I was putting on the manifestation, like the frequency for the house. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I am a money magnet. I'm like, I need the money first for the house. So I was like, reversed it. And then now I did the money one. Now I'm doing the house because it kind of goes that way, right? But it's not going to just fall on your lap, right? Like you have to affirm things, like as Billy Connolly says, 2144, like affirm stuff with gusto, like prove it, prove that you're ready to handle it and that you want it, you're ready for it, right? But these narcissists aren't ready for anything. They're literally a fucking grade 1 or a grade 2. That's all they are. They took on a bully's persona, and I'm watching them all now, and they're fucking kids, and they can't be happy for you. They got nothing to give you. All they got is literally fucking hate, shame, guilt, fear, envy, and jealousy, and that's all they do. But they'll sit there 23 on the timer. They'll sit there and play victim every day. There was more that I wanted to say on that, but it's just again reiterating again. It's not the people that are on the drugs and the booze that are bothering me the most, but it kind of is, because I'm 7 years off. It's not a competition, but I'm 7 years off of coke, and I'm almost 6 years off of booze. And I did it for myself, for me, when I lost the best guy ever, and my life had hit a rock bottom. But it also, now that I think about it, hit a rock bottom because all these people were manipulating me and gaslighting me and triangulating me and treating me like not even a fucking person. Like nothing, man. Like I was this. And I can't tell you until you could find that power within you to take that power back and tell that person. I'm not saying play games with narcissists. They're actually like it can be psychopathic, sociopaths. And again, the different styles of narcissism. I wouldn't say like only say it if it's safe for you to say it. Like don't be saying it and you know the guy's gonna beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? I'll always use your smarts and tap into your heart space and use your intuition. But you'll never get that intuition until you start healing, right? You can't get intuition. You can't trust your gut when you're on coke. You can't trust your gut and your intuition when you're around a narcissist. And you can't trust your gut and your intuition when you're falling down drunk. So you got to go easy on yourself, but you really got to get to a fucking meeting, man. If you're in those things and you're like 50, I'm 49 right now. If you're pushing 50 right now, we're over it, and you haven't made one change in your life, what are you doing? And I'm going to attach, I found a guy, it popped up on me yesterday. It's a guy, I can't remember his channel. I'm going to pop it in. It's like, let's say whatever it is. I can't think of it right now. It's not his name or anything, but it's like, say healing change or whatever, change for the collective, whatever his channel is, but it's a narcissist. It's a man, and it popped up on my newsfeed, and I wasn't subscribed to his channel. So I'm going to attach all of his videos to mine now. And again, this is for even the narcissists out there They can hear an honest man confessing 24:44. He's confessing everything he did to an ex-girlfriend. And he'll say, when we were out in public, and all the things I can relate to, like with these psychopaths, like when we were out in public, I'd tell her she was ugly, you know, and I'd watch how people felt, and I tried to still dominate her out in public. And that's very much what happened to me with these psychopaths. And again, that karmic father I had, even when I was drunk, I'd be out watching like footy, like soccer, in a bar here when I was still drinking. And if I laughed, and it'd be like sitting with one of his son's friends laughing, he'd scream at me in my 30s, 40s at a bar, like screaming, shut up, like when I'm laughing. And if your laughter and your presence is fucking provoking somebody to the point of that, you gotta fucking walk away from these people, man, because they fucking hate you. They hate you to the point where another guy that I was with and the dad's fucking friend's son were like, whoa, and everyone laughs it off, right? Like, whoa, holy shit. And then I laughed it off too. I was laughing about it, probably out of embarrassment and nervousness. But now that I'm healed, you don't. That's disgusting, man. And it's the same with the hothead fucking brother I grew up with as well. I went in when we were at the Mandarin one day for lunch here in London, Ontario. And I went in to buy his birthday present, just in Metro, like scratch cards, and I got myself some near beer. We were done eating. And I came back to the car. I was probably only like 5 minutes. I don't remember it being very busy. I just got the scratch tickets and my near beer and his birthday card. And I walked out to the car, and again, in front of like family members. Again, they like to do it in a group. And it was like, holy fuck, could you take any fucking longer? Like screaming in front of my nephews, my karmic mom, and that's what they did to me my whole life. And again, it's not just me, like his kids get it too, everybody gets it. But again, that's stemming from that guy's father, that's a hothead too. But they've never done anything because they're perfect and egotistical, and they like to overpower women, and they overpower anybody, man. The misogynist ones will overpower the women. They'll even put your hands on you and shit, man. It's disgusting. But if you ever grew up with people yelling at you like that, or a karmic mom manipulating and twisting things, like again getting you in that fear base, like, oh Lynn, what are you gonna do? White butterfly. When I was waiting for my mediation to come in to not be homeless and fight again for my failed back surgery, again, I'm being scalar weaponized right now on my back the whole fucking time, because they never want me to talk. But what's the purpose of living if you can't use your voice? I didn't use my voice my whole life, 27:44 on the timer, and I'm here to show people, and it's just whatever's coming out of me that I talk about. I don't plan it. Sometimes I'll write down a couple pointers. If like today later, I'm going to do the, I forgot what number I'm on, number 8 or number 9 of the universal laws. I think I'm going on to number 8. So I'll be back later for that, 2808. And, but for right now, it's just what's coming to me. And I'm like, if the narcissist could just remember the way they were, if I'm speaking it out loud. And again, a karmic mom figured her job was always to keep me in fear and stuck. Like when I was on welfare after my back injury and getting rid of the narcissist, finally getting the charges off too. I never that's the thing with me. I've never given up on myself, right? There's always been something in me, and it came from, I believe, the man that I have the soul bond with, right? That was the purpose, I guess, of our relationship and the then and now. Me blowing up my life and turning to undesirables and choosing cocaine over him because I was unhealed and hated myself and felt really ugly and gross because of these people. But me being the empath, I chose to heal. And it was always him that would say, like, you know, Lynn, you walked every day for like 10, 12 hours. Like, that's not normal. With your failed back surgery, you walked, like, because I didn't drive. He would pick me up and take me home, like a great guy, right? I don't have my license, so he did. He was a chauffeur and the greatest man of all times. But he was the one guy that knew everything that was for real. Well, all these other people know it's real too, but they keep you in a delusional, psychopathic, manipulating, cold, calculated scheme of a narcissist. And again, projecting everything onto you. Everything that's fucking unhealed, man. It's unhealed. It's right there, man. Right in your fucking stomach, man. Waiting to get the fuck out, man. And how many more people are gonna fucking keep hanging out with these people if you don't belong? I can't stress enough that if you aren't like these people, you got to go to an AA meeting, man. You got to go get off the cocaine, man, or you got to go get off of whatever drug you're on, because there's somebody in there, man. It's not too late for a fucking narcissist either, but the narcissist already gave up. They gave up on themselves, man, at whatever age they chose to become the bully. I know people that are narcissists that's parents have died. I know narcissists that drink all day long. I know narcissists that are divorced. I know narcissists that are together. I know narcissists that are lying and keeping their family together. I know all kinds of fucking narcissists. I know narcissists that have so many fucking addictions that even the person they're living with doesn't know about their addictions. And when you're married to a narcissist or dating one, you'll never know the truth of who they are. So I always think, what if you got a narcissist and a narcissist? Again, if you're the empath, you will become a narcissist if you don't get away from these people. Because you're going to be so sick and tired of that fucking projection onto you and that bullshit that you're going to now take on that fucking person's personality as well. Because it's working for them, dominating you. So now you have this poor, awesome empath now spreading more negative energy around 3113 on the timer and thinking, well, it's fucking working for my husband or it's working for my wife. Oh, fuck this guy. I'm going to fucking talk back. And then you got a screaming fucking WWE match going on in the fucking kitchen, fucking WWF going on, and your kids, no matter what age they are, now you got them taking that on. And you see where I'm going with this? All because the first narcissist, give him this, the first number one, who thinks he's number one, but he's this, is so low down, vibrational in shame when they wake up, shame when they go to bed, that they can't stop because they've gotten away with it for so long, and everything coming out of their fucking mouth is a goddamn lie. Like, they gotta lie, they gotta psych themselves up about it too. It's a mental disorder. NPD is a mental disorder. And again, for the other person that lives with them, or the person like me for 49 years of abuse, they have the two personalities. You never know which one you're gonna get. So you're always gonna be in that fight or flight mode. You're always gonna be like a guy that I watched yesterday, the narcissist guy, that I'm gonna attach him to here because I think it's good for the narcissist too. I know, like, this guy's letting out all your secrets, man, because it's not just about the secrets, but it's an archetype. It's an archetype. I feel like an archetype of the narcissist. Again, they're all the fucking same. Yeah, we look different, but their insides are the fucking same, unhealed, and they're empty. They're fucking empty. And it reminds me of, like, if a narcissist goes and gets like a haircut or shaves their head that day, they feel so fresh, right? Like, I see narcissists, right? If they go get a haircut, you'll see them out there like, oh, like, it's just such a great day. They got a haircut, right? And that's the thing, right? Like, for women and men, you're supposed to do things and tap into loving yourself. Love yourself first. Like, go get a pedicure, do things to make yourself feel better, but you got to heal too, right? You can't just go get a fucking haircut and be like, oh, I'm a new guy now. But they will. they'll chat up the hairdresser, probably get the fucking hairdresser's phone number, and feel good in just that time, 33 on the timer. They'll feel good in that time, and they just go home after that little bit of supply they got from their hairdresser, and the supply of looking in the mirror and fantasizing for that moment of how great their haircut looks. They're the type of people too. I know males that were like this. What do you think of my haircut? Do you like it? And I know sons from exes that will say to their mom, am I the best looking son, mom? And they need that from the mom too. It's really fucking gross. But because they'll never heal. So who's tougher in this game of life here? The one that's always trying to compete with you that you were never competing with? Is it really the narcissist, the jealous, envious, toxic bitches, males, bitches too? Not talking about if your sexual preference, but to me they're bitches, and they're witches, they're warlocks, they're negative Nancys, they're the see you next Tuesday name. And they're fucking little twit bags, man. They're fucking assholes, man. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. They're just a little kid. They're a little kid. And again, in that empty meat vessel, no matter what age they are, they can't stop now. It's gone on too long where they've created this facade about themselves. And it's fucking hurting other people. So this guy, the channel that I watch, he talks about this, like how when he was out with this woman, he knew what he was doing all the time. And out when they were in their mutual group of friends, he'd have to say stuff like, well, you were a bitch to your mom last night. Or ha ha ha, look at Lynn. Like I had a guy like this before too. He had a picture of me on his phone. Not the greatest guy, of course, the psychopath that I did cocaine with. And he had a picture of me on his phone. I don't even know where he got the picture from because I never gave it to him, but that's a psychopath. And we'd be partying and he'd bring out this picture in front of it. It's always a big group. They do it in front of a big group. And he'd bring out the picture and I had purple hair back then. I was a bit like a lot heavier and I had no self-esteem. So I was like, you know, like a fucking mess, man, a mess on cocaine and drunk too. And he'd say to his friends like, oh my God, look at Lynn. Look at it. This is my girlfriend. Isn't she so hot? And showing a picture of you that you felt like you just got your hair done. It was purple. It looked really pretty. And this fucking idiot who's disgusting on the outside and the insides. Again, it's somebody who got beat up from his fucking father. And he became the bully. He became that person, but worse than that, worse. He became the worst psychopath in our actual hometown. This is the kind of person, again, on a psychopath note for a second. So that, they got to demean you, show again their authority, put you down in front of a group of people all the time. Anyone does it. Any narcissist does that. Males, females, parents, friends, exes. Probably people you're dating right now, which I'm trying to be here for those people to get the fuck away from these people. The psychopaths also, what they do to you is they're so fucking gross. If you walk into a store, say to go get mix for the booze or something, and a young girl's walking out of the store, they'll say, oh, Lynn, go get that girl's number. Get her number, Lynn. And it's like a 12-year-old. Like I'm being a little bit like lowering it a bit, but you can see my point. It was somebody very young, and you're in your head like, I just want to party, man. And this guy's like fucking like, you know, there's that. And then another time when I had hair extensions back in the day, kind of a little off topic, but it's still flowing. Dropped me off to go get extensions in my hair the first time I was getting them, and the girl was beautiful, and she came to the door to wait for me pulling up. And these guys do this too. They're disgusting. So drop me off, and as he's dropping me off, he's like, oh, does she live alone, Lynn? And I'm supposed to be the girlfriend. Does she live alone? And then pick me up, and then later, so does that girl live alone, Lynn? And when I walked into her house that day, I said, oh yeah, I said, he just asked if you lived alone. I said, you live with the father of your baby. She's like, I do. And I was like, even if she said she didn't, I was going to say that anyway, again later, because I knew it would come up because she was beautiful. That's what these guys do. So keep in mind, 37, 57, keep in mind the narcissist, and 38, which is 11, which is twin flames and soulmates are whole on their own to come together for 2 for 2 now, 22. There's a singing bird over there too, which means speak your truth as well. The blackbird with the red and yellow, they're really pretty. My last point about that is if you are dating one of those people, they don't love you. They never will. They're disgusting. And if you're a woman that's been made to feel like that, like feel ugly like that, and someone's going around with your picture, and then like now I do feel pretty, and I don't care. Like I made videos about that later. When you have confidence, you have everything, right? And again, when you remain in your power and you are confident, those narcissists or misogynists, they hate you more. And again, you got to keep rising. You got to keep being empowered. And you can't ever go backwards. And I'm going to attach a video to this of a narcissist man talking about that later in the video. He talks about it. Like some women might get away from these people, and then they do that hoovering. And he said, quite simply, they know what they're doing. And they're doing it to see how much you've grown, because they hate you to grow, but they want to see how weak you are to pull you back down again. And that's the whole game with the narcissist. So if you don't know that now, you know. I'm assuming it's the exact same with the woman, because it's an archetype to me. It's exactly what they all have. It's the same. It's like they're all run on the same fucking program, man. That's what it is. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you hear it, once you hear the way they talk, it's all the same. The men and women are all the same. So again, for them to get to a meeting, it would be really good for them to finally at least let some shit out. But I just have doubts about it, right? I think they're just here really for clout. And I want to say it, clout, pussy, and dick, and materialistic crap. And that's it, man. Cocaine and fucking beer. And no generational curse breakers. Just little asshats running around on the planet thinking they're fucking entitled to your fucking energy and shit too. And that's very much what the government does every day. So on that note, I just wanted to bring those things up. Again, if you are dealing with the one that's like that with the women, when you're going around to get like your supplies to go drinking and stuff, like to go hang out with his friends and stuff, that's disgusting. And it makes me wonder why. Like, it gave me the creeps. When something gives you the creeps and you're in your addictions, you know it to be true, because it means you have intuition. But I ignored it because I was in my addictions. But it didn't sit right with me, and I had to ask her, like, do you live alone? He just asked, because she's beautiful. I told her she's beautiful. I'm a very confident woman. I can do that to people, though. Other women don't. They're jealous and envious, and it's bullshit to be like that. So don't ignore those when you have those gut feelings. Even when you're, a lot of times in your addictions, you will ignore that. I did ignore it because I wanted somebody to do drugs with, and of course it was somebody disgusting like that. And eventually, like I said, about 7 years ago in the morning coming down, it was just him and I looked at the person, and it was finally like I had that aha moment. I was still drunk as fuck. And I went home and I drank more for like another year, like obsessively had the run-in with the next guy. And I went to jail because of drinking the last beer. And that's when I just never turned back. I never did those things again, but I kept drinking. I went to jail for drinking the last beer with the other guy. And the courthouse guy, the one guy, nope, you're charged. And I went back. I had the other hearing, and I ran into a lady down there, and I swear to God, it was a fucking angel. She's like, I'm like, okay, I'll plead guilty. And she's like, you've never been charged for anything before. You were both drunk. And she helped me, and eventually it was withdrawn. It was whatever you call it, thrown out. And it was the best day of my life. And I told her she was an angel on the phone when she called and told me the news. I had to go a couple times. And again, that's the narcissist wanting you, right? Wanting you. They want you. They want you to be in fear and afraid of them. And they don't give a fuck if you go to jail for them. They don't care if they killed somebody and you took the charges for it. That's how disgusting these people are. So I'd highly advise any woman out there, man, if you're anything to my story and what I sound like and not a narcissist, I'd advise you to start healing. And again, anyone in my town where I live, you I'm sure can find me somewhere. I don't have Facebook anymore because they stole it from me, and I'm being scalar weaponized every day. But somehow, some way, if I do run into somebody, then it's meant to be. And again, you can always reach out to me, whether you're a woman or a man in the community that need help in this regard. Otherwise, my message just for any narcissists out there is please, when I attach, if you're listening, which I know I'm usually being spied on my phone with the watchers, I'm going to attach this dude's channel. And for once, if the narcissist could actually just listen to something and have an open heart about what the man's actually saying, because it's going to resonate with every narcissist, male or female, because they're exactly this guy. And I think it's very brave and strong and courageous of this man, because he was the narcissist. He's the narcissist. And now he made a whole coaching program on how to give back to women. I think he does it mostly for women, but it's a man telling his story. And I think that's very brave and genuine if somebody can have a big comeback after their big fuck up in life, right? And I think anyone who does that deserves an honorable mention and a clap for anyone. I always believe anyone can have a second chance, but again, I just don't see it with the narcissists, and it's pretty sad for me because I can't stand them. And I can't say I hate, but I do, because I see it in all of them, and I can't stand it anymore. That's why I had to back the fuck away from all of them. But I'll say one last thing. Once I got rid of once that lady came through for me in the courthouse, and I got those charges dropped for assault and assault with a weapon, which was an electric toothbrush, which is kind of crazy now, being a targeted individual. I can't use my electric toothbrush because they're using a remote control or using the taser on my toothbrush, the electric toothbrush I have. So I find that ironic too. But again, it's all all this dominating shit. That's the energy in my city, man. It's in the city. And my dog today was not feeling very good in my apartment. And it makes me wonder if there's something in my air conditioner that was just cleaned out, or again, if it's the government when we're sleeping up in the drones, instilling that fear into the buildings when we're sleeping. Because they want everybody to be stuck in fear. So they do these gross, crappy things, which is exactly sneaky like a narcissist. My last very point was, when you get away from these people, 44:55 on the timer, the universe, whoever you believe in, I can promise you, I'm living proof of it, they'll open up for you, because again, it's a school. You learned your lessons, man. And when you're a brave empath, and you can get away from that karmic family, and you can get away from all those friends that weren't like you anymore, and they all wanted you to like be pining over them and thinking it was cool that you had no friends in the end. You actually got yourself, and those just aren't your friends. And again, whatever's meant to be always will come back to you tenfold. So even if that's a lifelong partner and that's meant to be, that's going to come back to you like a million times over. But I'm very much in a like Truman Show, weird ass like thing in my city here, and I just wanted to say that if you have had a very, very hard life, as I have had, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. And again, you're that big bright shining light. Don't ever let somebody tell you who you are. Don't ever let somebody, whether it be a male or female, dominate the fuck over you. Remember, if they're the ones dominating over you, it's because they know. You just haven't seen it yet because you're cloaked in their energy, and they're stealing your energy. But they knew all along that you were the beautiful, powerful one the whole time. That's why they had to dominate over you. Anyone who's dominating over you is a weak ass motherfucker. I was going to say punk motherfucker, but there's nothing punk about it at all. They're just a weak piece of shit, actually, male or female. And when you do learn your lessons and stick up for yourself, like I could have just sold out with that first guy at the courthouse and said, yeah, I'll take the charges then, blah, blah, blah. But no, I continued to fight. And when you continue to fight with anything, of course the universe is going to be there for you. That's the whole purpose of life, is to learn your lessons and grow. And try to give back any way that you can, right? Whatever way you can. But the narcissist wakes up every day in shame, goes to bed in shame. They offer no integrity. There's a groundhog over there. Integrity, value, or service. And the ones that control over top of you are the worst. And I'd advise you to just run, keep running, boundary up, and please get the fuck away from them. I'm living proof, even though I'm still being targeted, and I'm in the worst apartment for energy. It's not matching mine. But again, getting out in nature, you can look around and be beautiful for everything. And I think I needed to make this message because I was, again, not really in a good mood. I'm still not as in a good mood like I always have been in the past. But that's just where I have to be right now, I guess. I'm in the wrong city, and I'll figure that out, but I'm sure good things are coming. But wherever you are on the planet, remember, the universe will always support you when you stand up for yourself. When you're a coward like a narcissist, when you're dominating over people like a narcissist, and when you're just a real piece of shit, they're not. The ancestors don't like that. You're here to break generational curses. You're here to use your spiritual gifts. Everybody has them. And you're here to be a good fucking human, man, and not treat people worse than fucking trash on the ground. And if that's happening to you, my heart's there with you. And please follow my story. I only tell the truth. I'm a true speaker and seeker. And I hope somewhere on the planet my voice will help somebody else grow on the planet. And we can end narcissist abuse on the planet, as well as psychopathy as well. Because a lot of these people do need they need to go heal. They need to get into a meeting, and they need it, or they need a straight jacket again. MPD is a mental disorder. And again, with that two personalities that they have, you in that fight or flight mode, if you're living with one or talking with one on the phone, they can give you schizophrenia because you don't know how to act. But they're the ones that actually have schizophrenia, because they are the ones very much with MPD, which is a mental disorder. And I'm going to leave it at that for today. Wherever you are on the planet, I hope you can get away from these people. And if you are a narcissist, I really hope you can do better, because you're here to make a difference too, and not be so shallow, cold, and hollow in the inside. Wouldn't it be good to get your fucking head right, man? Come on, you're in your 50s doing coke every day. I got no words for that. But to the rest of the planet, namaste.